Are lesson programs fading out? This is something I've been hearing about quite often. And I do want to talk about it because I do think there's some truth in it. Of course, as you know, horses are extremely expensive and purchasing a lesson horse can be $5, 10, $15,000. And they might even still need maintenance or work until they're able to go into the program. And also with inflation, things have increased immensely. Feed, vet bills, shavings, all the different aspects when it comes to caring for horses. And even with some barns raising their prices with inflation, that still has not helped them cover their expenses and their costs when it comes to operating the program. So some of these programs are just breaking even. Now, I know with inflation, it's very hard for people to be able to afford lessons. But what I also think the issue is people want to come and take lessons. They want to take a lesson once or twice a week. They want to jump, they want to do all the high impact, higher level stuff, and they want to get all these opportunities, but they expect that when they're paying for 1 or 2 lessons a week. Now, to be able to take 1 or 2 lessons a week is absolutely fantastic, but you have to have realistic expectations when it comes to a lesson program and their school horses. How much work it takes to provide those school horses for you to be able to ride 1 or 2 times a week. If you want to go ahead and do more with those school horses or with your own riding, then it is now time to lease or own. You have to invest not only into yourself, but into that horse as well if you want to do higher impact riding. And I think because of social media, that sometimes people get skewed perceptions when it comes to horses and riding, and they just see, the big and the great things when it comes down to it. However, if you want to get to that level and if you want to do that, you cannot expect school horses and 1 or 2 lessons a week to take you there. You have to go on to the bigger and better step, but you're going to have to pay for that. It's going to be more expensive. It's going to require more time and more effort. Also, sometimes with lesson programs, if you're riding once a week, there's only so much we can do. I don't care if my students ride 1, 2, or 3 times a week. I give them my all. I make sure my instructors give their all every single lesson. However, of course, if you're able to ride more or take the next steps or do more activities, then you're just going to get a more well-rounded experience and you're going to get more time in the saddle. Therefore, you're going to develop further as a rider and as an equestrian. So yes, I do think that some lesson programs are struggling because number one, affordability, inflation, and sometimes clients not understanding what the limitations are when it comes to school horses or lesson programs and what that investment truly, truly takes. Now, I could go on and on about this. So if you have any questions or want to discuss anything, because I have a full-blown lesson program, the way I'm able to afford this is I have multiple income streams that are not just related to the lesson program. So I am extremely fortunate that I've been able to build it up this way, but that is not always the case for everybody. So if you have any questions or you want to discuss anything regarding this topic, comment below.